What's up, guys? Hope you guys had a good weekend. This is Monday's lecture. I'm recording this on Sunday night. Sorry, Sunday night. So I'm a little sleepy and getting ready for the week. So let's talk about debating the Constitution. So we're going to explore the crucial debates that occurred during the ratification of the U.S. Constitution, focusing on differing opinions and key issues that shape the foundation of the country's government. So let's go ahead and get started. But before I get started, if you guys are already watching this on YouTube, I'll discuss this in class, a new assignment on Teams that I'm creating, right? So I'll be posting this on YouTube every time school gets out, once I'm done with my duty for after school. I'll post a video on YouTube and you can watch it at home. You will watch it at home. And you can watch on the bus, you can watch on the way home. It's up to you. But you're supposed to comment 2 sentences on what you learned from the lesson after watching the video or in class, and then you'll also comment on one of your classmates' comments. So that would be 1 sentence. So 2 that you're telling me, and then 1 that you're telling a classmate, right? But have an example down there, right? You go ahead and read the example that I provided you guys. Don't take my example from today's lesson. This is an example for today's lesson. But I'll also have an assigned comment agreeing with Herbert. So that's kind of like an example for you guys to follow when I post videos on YouTube and post them on Teams after they're done uploading. And they'll be due every morning at 7 a.m. So make sure you guys do the assignment and hope there's no confusion. But let's go ahead and move on as well. So, if you haven't heard it already around school, I do have a YouTube. I haven't told every class. So, yes, this is the YouTube. I'm just going to be showing this primarily to class, so make sure you guys understand the new assignment format and get discussions going in teams. So, I'm just checking for understanding basically with this new format that I'd be using. I know, like in classes, they could be hectic, or you might step out to go to the restroom, nurse, whatever it is you need to step out for. Just in case you miss anything, this is me just re-lecturing, right? Making sure you guys get the content as well, and just being there in your pocket just in case you need to study for whatever reason. But this will primarily be used for assignments and, like I said, for checking for understanding. So if you haven't already, go ahead and sub. So to understand the debate about the ratification, it's important to first look at the problems of Articles of Confederation, which we talked about last week. But we'll go ahead and explain. So the first governing document of the United States was the Articles of Confederation. The Articles created a weak central government with most powers reserved for states, leading to the issues in areas such as trade, defense, and economic policy. This set the stage for the Constitutional Convention. So just like most of the PowerPoints have, we have an essential question. So our essential question for today is, what is differing opinions about ratification of the Constitution? Well, we'll focus on the question as we move through the key issues and the arguments. So let's get started. So, in the year 1787, representatives from 12 out of 13 states met in Philadelphia to discuss changes in the government. Intentionally, the idea was to rescind the Articles of Confederation. However, leaders like Alexander Hamilton and James Madison proposed drafting a new, entirely document. Rhode Island, fearing the potential loss of state power, chose not to attend this constitutional convention. So, that's the information for the slide. If you guys have any questions, like I always state in my videos, don't hesitate to reach out to me on Teams or email me, but not past 9 o'clock because I will be asleep. So let's go ahead and get it rolling. So let's talk about the key issues. So at the Constitutional Convention, several major issues came when discussing, right, what was going on. First, delegates debated whether a confederacy, which is a loose association of states, could truly work, or if a stronger central government was needed. They also decided how to regulate trade between states and with the foreign nations while preventing any single person or group from maintaining too much power. And with this, the representative was another hot topic. Should states have equal representative Congress, or should it be based on population size? And finally, the contentious issue of slavery. How enslaved individuals can be counted for both taxation and representation purposes. So, these are just some of the key issues that were going on during the time. So, without further ado, let's get rolling. The next slide we see is two visions, right? We see the Virginia Plan, New Jersey Plan, which Virginia Plan being drafted by James Madison and the New Jersey Plan being drafted by William Patterson. So, there are two competing visions for how the new government should be structured, right? Like I said, we have James Madison drafted what became known as the Virginia Plan, right? Which was called for strong national government with representation based on population. And on the other side, we have William Patterson, right, proposed the New Jersey Plan, which we see on the right side, which favored smaller states by suggesting equal representation for all states, regardless of the population. These two plans reflected different priorities and sparked significant debate during the convention, which is really important. So, make sure you guys get all the notes. I know it's not highlighted, but if you guys need the highlighted version, this will be on Teams. Second to last slide, so practice for against a Bill of Rights. In conclusion of Bill of Rights, right? One of the most intense debates was whether the new Constitution should include a Bill of Rights. Many delegates felt that without explicitly protecting individuals' freedoms, the government could abuse its power. So this led to a division between those who supported the inclusion of the Bill of Rights and those who thought it was unnecessary, believing that the Constitution as written would limit the government enough to protect its rights. So, make sure you guys get it all down. And if you need to go back for any reason, this is why it's on YouTube. Go ahead and go on your own pace and just make sure you guys are internalizing the content. This one specific is very important. This will also have a part 2. So, let's go ahead and move on. So, we reached the last slide, right? So, let's just finish this off strong. So, let's go ahead and talk about Federalists and Anti-Federalists, right? And what were the characteristics on each side? So the debate boiled down to two main groups, which I just stated, the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. The Federalists, including figures like Alexander Hamilton and John Jay, supported the new Constitution. They believed that a strong central government was necessary for the country's stability and progress. Which you have on the other hand, the Anti-Federalists led by Patrick Henry and George Mason were concerned that the Constitution gave too much power to the federal government. They feared it would lead to tyranny without the conclusion of the Bill of Rights. So these two sides passionately debated through the ratification process, shaping the future of the nation's governance. So this pretty much just wraps up today's lecture. Like I said, we'll have a part 2 posted on YouTube. So make sure you guys are doing the discussion on Teams and commenting back one sentence to one of your classmates. And I'm just trying to check for understanding as well. So my views should get up and I should have more subscribers. Maybe I'll end up with the YouTube plaque one day. I'm just messing around, but without further ado, I hope you guys have a good evening or a good afternoon or a good night whenever you guys are watching this. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at school. Thank you.